Shoot, my mom went back to work 6 weeks after having me. Now having my first child, ain't no way.
Right?
Your girl would have been crashed out. Okay? Sometimes resources is the best gift we can give someone. We're not gatekeeping.
That's right.
We have knocked that gate wide open so that way everybody can eat.
You felt like people were making you choose between following your passion and then following professionalism. And then you literally came to the aha moment of, I'm going to create my own path. This may be the most important question you ask yourself this year. What are you doing differently to make sure that this year looks nothing like the last? Welcome, everyone, to Courageous New Start. I'm Dawn Stevens.
And I'm Alexis Rogers.
Thank you so much for joining us once again as we've been on this journey now for a few months.
Hey, now.
We are helping entrepreneurs. It's been fun.
It's been so fun.
Bringing them experts, bringing them that advice that's going to change their lives. And that's what's been so cool because we're hearing from you of how we're impacting you in a special way.
Yes, but I think it's time for reflection now.
It is. Let's go on this reflection journey for this episode to talk about what resonated with you all the most. And I think it's really exciting because we were just kind of looking at the data and the analytics, which is something some of the experts told us we should be looking at as we're trying to figure out how to grow our businesses. So as we look at what resonated with you, one of the quotes that Alexis, you shared when we were first launching this show was one of the highest pieces of video that was watched and really resonated, obviously, with people. And it makes sense because I don't know if you remember this, but you were talking about how you felt like people were making you choose between your passion, following your passion, and then following professionalism or going down that professional path. And then you literally came to the aha moment of, and this was the payoff here, you said, I'm going to create my own path. And that's what really spoke to people because guess what? That takes courage and that's difficult.
Yes. And you got to try to not talk yourself out of it, right?
Oh my gosh.
Like that's the thing. That's so amazing. One, I think that makes me feel so reassured because so often, especially on entrepreneurial journeys, you have these like up late night thoughts, you know, these conversations in your head. Sometimes I'm just sitting there and my husband's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I just had like a boxing round of like 9 rounds of conversations in my head by myself, you know? So sometimes you don't know if other people are feeling the same. And I think that having that aha moment of like, okay, I'm gonna create my own path. I have to use my energy anyway. So I might as well use it for something for me.
Right.
Like you're getting your agency back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think about that moment all the time. That's cool that other people resonated with that.
Big time. And it makes sense though, because I think truly, I just think about the world that I lived in when I was in corporate and I can't really think of anybody who said, yeah, I'm just going to create my own path. Because it was just too scary. We had our paths given to us or presented to us rather than us saying we can create our own path. And I think that that's why that comment resonated with people so well. Yeah. The other comment that people really took to was when you and I were talking about we're here to inspire people, which we are. And I think we're doing that, right? Yes. Are we doing that? Good.
I do.
But not only are we inspiring people, we are encouraging them to actually take action. Oh my gosh, how easy is it to sit back and just, I'm going to enjoy my chips and watch a show.
Yeah.
And sit back and do nothing and then just let kind of life lead you. But instead, we're really focused on making sure that we're giving people the tools they need to allow them to take the action that they need to take.
Sometimes resources is the best gift we can give someone. And so I thought that was interesting when we looked at that and we said, wow, people actually are digging the fact that we're giving tangible resources. We're not gatekeeping.
That's right.
We have knocked that gate wide open so that way everybody can eat because there's room for everybody to eat.
There really is.
In their purpose. I thought it was really cool, the moment, and I remember this moment so well, and I know you did too, when you were talking about and being very honest about having more time to be a mom and what that means for your relationship with your kids.
Yeah.
Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, I do. And it's funny because I think back on when we were talking about that and how I wanted to be careful saying it because it was talking about my kids and I know that they would possibly see it. And I was more worried about them seeing it and knowing that mom was struggling because she wasn't there the way that she wanted to be there. But then I thought, you know what? I'm just being real. I'm just sharing my truth. But Alexis, people came up to me in the streets.
Really?
And said, I felt the same way as a working mom. And so I knew that it was good that I shared that. But I was hesitant to share it. And so that was definitely one of those things that a lot of, I think, working moms, probably working dads too, it depends, but working moms is more who came up to me and said, thank you for saying that. And I was a little bit worried, though. I'll just share this. I didn't want to make anyone feel bad about working full time. It's just you have to find what works for you.
Yeah.
And everybody understood that. That was just me being in my own head.
Yes, because that is not a wait for you, boo.
Right.
But I think it's a generational conversation.
It is.
We were just watching, It's Her Fault on Peacock.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, my gosh. It's really good. If you've never seen it, please.
Check it out.
The storytelling. Whew.
Yeah.
A1. But the premise of it is about being a working mom and the realities of that. Yeah. And the heaviness of that. Mm-hmm. And I think if you have that conversation generationally, the solutions and the expectations change from generation to generation. And so I think it was really brave for you to open up and create a space for people to have that conversation because it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, my mom went back to work 6 weeks after having me. Now having my first child.
No. Right.
Ain't no way.
Right.
Your girl would have been crashed out. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, that's real. And I'm thankful that you gave that perspective.
Yeah. No, that I was glad that it touched people the way that it did. So yes, that was good. And then we had another moment that really spoke to people. Do you remember when Sharon Smith-Akinsanya came on? Yeah. She's the CEO of her own company, been around for so long, so connected.
Oh my
Relationships
yes.
is what she really shared with us are so important, right? So she gave us some tips on how to get those relationships really solid and what you can do. So one thing that she shared to us, she says, I used to talk to myself in the mirror. How many people have talked to themselves in the mirror? I'll admit, I have done it.
Yes.
Not intentionally, like, this is what I'm going to do.
Yes.
But I talk to myself a lot. Did you talk to yourself a lot?
I mean, just don't answer.
Just don't answer.
Like, put it out there. But if you start having a back and forth conversation, that's when...
Then you're crazy. So, and we're not crazy. Right. We're just normal people. But obviously, one of the tips she gave, talking to yourself in the mirror and practicing building relationships with people, asking about themselves, and then obviously getting to that business conversation also, but just getting personable with folks.
I liked how she broke it down, though, because there was still strategy to something that really was very simple but effective. And I think that so often we take for granted or we think that people are doing the thing and they're actually not doing the thing anymore.
Right.
Like in their preparation. So I love that she shared that with us because, as well-connected as she is, the fact that she still, does that, it's like, okay, we're never too seasoned in this thing to just bring it back to the basics and get better at it.
100%. Yeah. And I want to go back to a word that you said real quick before we talk about what's coming up for season 2, because we've got some exciting things, but you used the word gatekeeping. And the only reason why I want to talk about this right now is because I just put that in an email to someone.
Oh, yeah?
That I'm not a gatekeeper. And so I want to share it. And actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't even in one email. It was to my email group for Minnesota Podcasting Content Studio.
You're always dropping gems on that.
Always dropping gems. Yeah. That's the whole point. I want to educate myself and I want to educate others. And so I think that what we're going to do season 2 is, first of all, we haven't been gatekeeping and we're not going to gatekeep, but there's some information that we're learning about how to optimize posting videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
We hired someone who's an expert, and girl, the information that we're learning is crazy.
Yeah.
And here's the reality. It keeps changing. YouTube keeps changing. Anybody who's on YouTube knows the algorithm keeps changing. And so I'm excited to go on this journey and learn myself. And then we're not going to gatekeep. We're going to share it with you, our audience, and then Minnesota Podcast Studio audience too. So I'm going to do a call to action real quick. Okay. courageousnewstart.com. Please go check out that website. All you have to do is join our community by putting your email in there, and then we'll start to send you stuff and engage with you that way and share all this great information that we're getting.
Yes, because it can be overwhelming if you don't have some good girlfriends to walk through it with you. You know what I mean? So that'll be good.
Yes.
Another conversation I'm really excited to have in season 2. Healthcare and health insurance. Okay, as an entrepreneur, how many times have I called you and like, okay, Don, so like, what are you doing? Because it's different. I was so used to having a job, being in open enrollment, or this is a big life change, just signing up for whatever my job was going to give me.
That's right.
I have a chronic illness, and so it's one of those things that, health insurance and all of that is very important to me. And so now being an entrepreneur, you got to think about that a little differently and the ins and outs of that. And so I'm excited to kind of, peruse what are the options for that and how do we help ourselves?
And the options you and I talked about are expensive, for the most part. And that's why we're bringing on an expert, because I met her on a ride to a women's retreat. We were strangers, and just God said, hey, y'all are getting in the car together and driving together.
Come on, and car confessions. We like that.
It was so awesome. We had the best conversation for an hour and a half, rolling into the backwoods of Wisconsin. And so we had a great time that weekend, but we ended up talking about, she's in the healthcare industry.
Got it.
And she's like, this is what she said. And I didn't tell her what I was doing yet. So she's like, I don't know why so many people are trying to become entrepreneurs. Do you know how hard it is? Do you know that when you lose your health insurance, you need to take care of yourself? And people are putting their health on the back burner. She went off. And then I was like, I haven't told her that I'm doing a podcast on helping people become entrepreneurs.
Funny that you say that.
Funny that you bring that up. So eventually we ended up talking about it. And I said, girl, you got to come on the podcast and tell people that there are alternatives, because typically Cobra, everybody's heard of Cobra. It could be $1,500 a month.
Yes.
For Cobra.
They will give you that bill with a straight face.
There you go.
It's like, what? Who has this?
Seriously. And then I'm the type of person that it hurts because I didn't use it that month. And I'm like, dang, that was just $1,500 gone for nothing. I didn't even go to the doctor. But that's the reality of health insurance. I get it. So we want to bring that expert on to make sure to help people learn about alternatives of how they can get health care.
Yes.
And then the other thing that we really want to talk about, because I think it's so important, we touched on finances in season 1. How in the world do you get that business loan? You need the capital.
Yes, you do.
To open your own business. You do. And we struggled with getting the capital to open this. I shouldn't say we struggled. We went through all the challenges of, I didn't know that was going to be a question. I didn't know that was going to come up. And so I want to make sure we're helping people get in front of all the questions that they may have. They need to be prepared with certain documents.
Yes.
Tax returns. All the things. And so the expert's going to come on and talk about what the bank shouldn't be asking you for, because there is some predatory stuff that really, truly happens. And so I think that's going to be important to really help people for season 2.
Yes, absolutely. And then, we love sharing about ourselves as much as we can, because that's how you get into community and get close. But what happened to get us to this point where we even believe in our entrepreneurship? What happened in our childhood? Like what made us be the people that we are now evolving into today?
That's important, because
I think that's good.
Yeah. Everybody has a story about what they went through childhood. When you talk to friends and they're like, I remember when I was 10 and this happened, right? There's always that moment of, wow, this is the world that I'm living in. And so both of us have those moments, multiple. And so we're going to talk about from 0 to college. So after college, we'll do a whole nother episode. But 0 to college, what we went through as children and what type of influence we saw in the world of entrepreneurship inside our own homes.
Yeah.
Because both of us had entrepreneurs in our own homes.
We did.
So,
and I think that's going to help us for the future too. Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Don't you just love doing this? I love doing this. This is good.
Yeah. So thank you so much for spending time with us, reflecting with us on how wonderful things have been for season 1. We're so excited to bring you so much more for season 2. All you need to do is subscribe to this channel, Courageous New Start, be your own boss. So many of you have subscribed, so thank you.
Yes.
Keep it coming and comment. And then check out, of course, courageousnewstart.com. Join our community there. If you are in Minnesota, come to Minnesota Podcasting Content Studio. It's mmpodcaststudio.com. We'd love to help you get your podcast going, get your short form reels going, all that good stuff. We specialize that in, and you just go to that website and check us out, and hopefully we'll see you. That'd be wonderful.
We are excited to continue growing together.
Be courageous. Every day is a new start.
We'll see you next time.